Hey everybody, this is Kit Maher.
And Alex Pernicki.
We are here on the 9th stop of the Best of Mass barbecue search, which has led us all the way to Greenfield. And we're here with the owner of Damn Yankees BBQ. He's been working in barbecue for 15 years, so he knows his stuff. He's been working out of a food truck. You might be familiar with his place at the Holyoke Waterfront, but now he's got his own place in Greenfield, which will be opening hopefully in a couple weeks. So go ahead and say hello to Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey Rich, so tell us a little bit about your experience as a pit master and what it means to you to be opening up this brick and mortar restaurant finally.
Actually, this is like a dream come true to me. This has been something I've wanted to do all my life since I was a little kid, watching my mom cook and everything like that, working in different restaurants my entire life. Literally my entire life. 14 years old, I started working in restaurants. 47 years old now. So.
And you said that your mom, she broke her back actually when you were growing up.
Yeah,
and
so.
you had to cook?
Cook all the time, and it was something that I liked. I was intrigued. I used to watch Julia Childs and who's that, Ming Tsai, yeah. So my mom used to watch. We used to watch cooking shows together, and so she broke her back one day at work, and she couldn't cook for us. So I would help out, and it was that instant gratification of watching my brother, sister, my mother eating something that I made and go, wow, that's amazing. So right from that point on, it kind of sparked a little fire, so to speak, and said, I need to do something with myself. This is what I ended up doing. I ended up becoming a chef. I worked at PJ Scott's. I'm sure a lot of your viewers know PJ Scott's. I went from there, and then I moved to Baltimore, worked in some fine dining restaurants in Baltimore, Valegia's restaurant in Little Italy, Moe's Seafood Factory in Fells Point. Some really great restaurants, some really great chefs. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from other chefs, and I've learned what to do and I've learned what not to do. And having my own business just makes it that much better, because now I can control my destiny and what I want to do as a chef or as a pit master.
Yeah, you're running the show now.
That's my show.
So you've been out.
I'm the circus master.
Yeah, you are. All right, so we're outside in the rain. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing to prepare for the Best of Mass tasting.
Well,
we were. Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
So I've been out in the rain all night. I got here at 11 o'clock at night, and I started the smokers.
It's pouring right now.
This is true barbecue, Southern style barbecue with the pits. My pits come custom made from Lonnie Smith of Bubba Grills in Haddock, Georgia. He's built my custom pits for the past couple years now. We have 2 of them from him. But this is our double barrel twin 250 reverse flow smoker with a cabinet smoker on the back. This is our roaster. We use this for pigs, chickens, hamburgers, hot dogs, big events and stuff like that. On the other side is where a lot of the magic happens.
All right, let's see it.
We have the warmer box up here. Warmer smoker box. We put our turkeys in here, salmon, chicken, ribs. When we're on catering jobs, we put our metal pans in here and everything like that. Our fire, which is kind of out right now, but that's okay because it's the end of the show.
Yeah. So you're right on the golf course, right?
Yeah, this used to be a golf course, but it's no longer because the Deerfield River floods it every so often. So it's been deemed unplayable. So we got a 2, 5, and a 10-year plan with this place. We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that inside.
But so this is a reverse flow smoker. Reverse flow smoker meaning this right here has a plate that goes across and it stops right about here. That means all the heat in your smoke goes into the belly of the smoker, and it comes up through here and it goes out through this chimney stack right here. In my opinion, this is the best smoker to use. For what we do, fresh barbecue, southern style barbecue, stick burners are the way to go. You have to watch your smoker every 20 minutes, half hour, depending on the weather. I mean, I was up all night trying to get this thing going, keep it at 250, 275. I don't knock any barbecue joints. I don't knock anybody else that smokes meats, but if you're using electric, you ain't doing barbecue right. But,
all right, you heard it here.
So, our wood comes from a secret spot out in Orange. I have a guy that cuts wood for us and everything like that. We get some oak, hickory, and maple. He deals strictly. I deal strictly with him. I don't go anywhere else. Great deal. I get my apple wood from Brookfield Orchards out in North Brookfield, who just turned 100 years old this year. Great apple orchard to go to. Take your family. Let's come on inside. I know you guys are getting a little wet.
Just a little.
But this is what I've been dealing with all night.
Yeah, we got to get a taste of what you've been doing.
So,
you said you fell asleep on a chair inside?
yeah. Come on in. I'll show you where I fell asleep.
All right. Thanks. Woo.
So, this is Damn Yankees BBQ, new and improved. Damn Yankees BBQ Part 2. Right
this is
now
where
we
it's gonna be,
got Chrissy D over there. She's doing our chalkboard our chalkboard mural. We're gonna have a chalkboard menu up here. Wow, it's
awesome.
wet. It's really wet.
Yeah. You're a trooper
But
out there.
the wife and kids and family and friends and everything like that. Say hi.
So one doesn't want to say hi. We'll keep her off alive. But hi, Jennifer.
Hi. It's Marianne.
Marianne, all
My
right.
sister.
So tell us what it's like working in the barbecue business, and then you open this up together as a family kind of restaurant.
It's very exciting, and I think the kids have been very happy too with the whole new experience and coming in and being able to decorate on our own and make it our own. I think that's huge for us.
Right.
Just Rich's food speaks for itself. People will come because his food's amazing. So we're very excited.
Yeah, and so some people are asking, is this open yet? We love barbecue.
No, 2
Not
weeks.
quite yet.
2 weeks. We're hoping 2 weeks. All I can say is just follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
The updates will
Tumblr. I
post.
think we're
Yeah.
on too. You know. But just keep following, and we'll post when we're going to be open. But
Awesome.
it's looking pretty close.
Yeah, you're getting ready. You got the tables
Yeah, so
out.
come on over here. I'll show you where I fell asleep.
Okay. Yeah, tell us the story behind this.
So we have a beautiful pellet stove, and I just got a little tired and wet, and decided that I needed to take some Z's, and I just pulled up the recliner chair that I had in my office and brought it out here,
Almost
dried up a
forgot
little
to put
bit.
the ribs on, right?
Yeah, almost forgot to put the ribs on. They went on 2 hours late, but
you got them.
but I got them on, and I mean, you guys are going to be the judge.
You
Yeah.
were fired up for us coming here, and
Yeah.
you were prepared, and you got us fired up when we came in. Really excited about us being here and about starting your own restaurant. And
Yeah.
really, we're happy for you. It seems like you're really excited. You got everyone involved. The community's involved.
Yes.
You talked to us a little bit about the community and how you have all these local vendors, kind of that you're coming to you to.
Absolutely. I'm big on community. Everybody who follows me on Facebook and Twitter, all my friends and family, they all know that I am a community-based person. I'm community-oriented. Veterans organizations, first responders. We always give a discount to first responders and veterans every day. Also, we use local bourbons and not only in what we sell as sidecars or drinks, but in my barbecue sauce.
So here's our first look at the Damn Yankees BBQ. We've got 4 different sides, plus a side of cornbread, brisket, ribs, and the pulled pork.
So here's our Berkshire bourbon. We use Berkshire Mountain Distillers. We use their Smoke and Peat. We've tried a couple different distilleries, but found that Berkshire Mountain Distillers is probably the best. They have a couple different bourbons too, but after trying a few, this was the one that we stuck with. it makes our barbecue sauce so much better. We started off using Jim Beam, but we needed something that was local that we could help support different businesses. And I went on a hunt and searched for bourbons and different whiskeys and came out with them. All my sauces I make in-house. They're all my recipes. They're not doctored up recipes. They're all my own recipes. My Asian barbecue.
That won award,
That
right?
won, yeah. So I went to Mohegan Sun's barbecue competition, won first place for my wings with this barbecue sauce and with my rub, my Texas biscuit rub. I
Tell us
make my
about
own
them.
rubs
Yeah.
too. This one I use on chicken and obviously brisket on beef. This was the one that won along with the Asian barbecue. My Yankee butt rub I use on all my pork products. I've had the owner of Burgundy Brook Cafe, Keith Gordon, say that he uses it on his popcorn.
Wow.
So,
Hey.
I mean,
so you
it's
guys, you can come here and get the rubs that you
absolutely,
use.
yeah, we sell them. You can buy our rubs right now. We're trying to work with the CDC in Greenfield to get our sauces produced so we can start selling them.
Wow. And you even have locally sourced pork, which seems pretty unique to our competition and the people we've been looking at. Like, you guys get it straight from the farm.
Yes, so when I do pig roasts, I deal with one person, and that's Hilltown Pork. They've been phenomenal to us since the beginning. They've never steered us wrong. They've never given us bad product. Never given us any reason whatsoever to go anywhere else.
Sure.
Hilltown Pork, they're out in Granville, Mass, and they have a sister plant in Canton, New York.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, so it seems like you got this huge community support, and also, can you tell us like how you started in barbecue? So you got 15 years under your belt, right?
I lived here, Massachusetts. Went down south. Went to Maryland. Went to school in Maryland. Got a taste for my first what I thought was barbecue. In Maryland, it's more like open pit. A lot of it's char, like their pit beef and stuff like that. Barbecue has 5 different regions. You know, there's barbecue's different from Carolina to Georgia to Tennessee to Texas, all over. You know.
Sure.
So when I was doing some work in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, I found this quiet little rinky-dink, hole-in-the-wall barbecue spot, and I had Sundays off, and every single Sunday I would go there and I would just talk to the guys. There were 3 brothers that owned it, and their wives would work, and they would in with them, and they would make the cornbread, they would make all the sides and everything like that, while the brothers would stand outside and just shoot the stuff and smoke meats.
Awesome.
So I used to go there every Sunday, and because the smoke would permeate through where I lived, and that's all you smelled. So I'd get up in the morning, I'd go walk over to them, and they would. It's funny because I'm going to tell you how I got my name, Damn Yankees BBQ. Every time they see me coming, they wouldn't say, "Oh, here comes Rich or Richard or anything." They would say, "Here comes that damn Yankee."
No way.
So when
That's awesome.
I came home and I wanted to start this business, I said, "What am I going to call it?"
How fitting.
So Damn Yankees BBQ
That's great.
is what stuck.
That's awesome.
So I learned from them. I used to just ask them questions. What are you using for wood? What are you using for seasonings? What cuts of meat is this? Why are you using this? You know, and I used to think that it was a bother to them, but it was more of they were giving their advice and their knowledge to somebody from up north, which I thought was pretty impressed. They gave me so much knowledge that I ended up taking what they had and turning. So my coleslaw is a New England take.
Okay.
It's got apple cider vinegar, a little bit of mayonnaise. It's got craisins, Granny Smith apples. So when you bite into it, it's got that sweet flavor, crisp flavor, refreshing flavor, and it definitely complements, you know, the pulled pork and the brisket and everything like that.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about the food that we have
Yeah, what's
here?
on this platter?
Yeah, so I gave you some pulled pork, I gave you ribs and brisket.
And pulled pork is the it's the pork butt, right?
Is the
Not
pork?
shoulder.
I use butts. I don't use the shoulders.
Okay. What's the benefit of using the butt versus the shoulder?
I personally like the butt because of.
I know we kind of set you up for that one.
Sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, I got my bartender back there. So I like butts, and I cannot lie.
Oh my gosh.
But others use shoulders, but it's just a preference for me. I don't like using the shoulder because a cook time and everything like that, with the big bone and everything like that. But I just love that money muscle from the pork butt. You have that. If you can cook a pork butt to the perfect tenderness and juiciness with that right amount of smoke and that right amount of flavor profile that you're trying to capture with your rubs, then you're spot on.
Yeah.
If you can cook a shoulder, anybody can cook a shoulder because it's just all one piece of meat. It's just all gonna fall off the bone. But you got the money muscle here, which I gave you.
That was super tender. We did try some of that earlier.
Right, and it's so if you were to try to cook,
I'll take a bite on camera.
if you were to try to cook the pork butt all at once, that money muscle is gonna overcook before everything else. So you're gonna have some mushy. You know, you don't have the mush.
That's awesome.
So we got a comment for you. It says, "I love his excitement. You can see his passion for barbecue, and that's what really drives me to want to go over there one day when they open."
Yeah, this is my dream. This is, since I was 12 years old, this has been a passion of mine. I mean, instant gratification. I mean,
Yeah, hey, that's
And you said
that's great
sometimes
barbecue.
your siblings, they thought that your mom might have cooked something, but
yeah,
it was you.
but it was me.
Yeah.
but it was
How
me.
would that feel? It was pretty nice.
Yeah, to have the brother that used to pick on you and beat you up, and the sister that used to pick on you and beat you up all
I
the
can
time.
relate to that, yeah.
You
Don't bite
know?
the hand that feeds you, right?
Right, right. So, but
Yeah,
my
that's
brother and
great.
sister have been big supporters of this business. So without them, without my family, friends, and I mean my community of supporters, I mean people on Facebook, I mean I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, if I don't win this, it really doesn't matter to me. You know what matters to me? Being nominated. That's huge. That
says
to
a
me
lot
is
to
is a compliment in itself. You know, to be on the same stage with BTs and Backyard and Rusty Can, all these guys that have been on the map for a while.
Well, hey, your food's right up there, man.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And you said you enjoy the places. Some of the places that have nominated you.
Yeah, I love
yourself.
BTs. You know, I haven't been out to Backyard. I haven't been out to Nantucket, but I definitely plan on making a visit. I saw their live.
Best of MassLive,
yeah, and it was great. I mean,
it's a really cool
their
atmosphere there.
yeah, and their plating looked really good. Rusty Can looked really good too. I didn't get to see all of them, but the ones that I did see. I mean, I feel
you're up
honored.
there.
I feel honored,
Good.
to be honest
You
with
should
you.
be on the same field with these guys. This is some great food. We had some earlier, and I want more. I can't wait to try it out for the testing after we're done. But yeah, I mean, it's really good. I'd say it's right up there with any of them. So you did a
Excellent.
great job. I'm happy
Excellent.
for you guys starting your own restaurant finally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit about the sides you have here?
So my sides, all our sides are homemade. We have our collard greens. I smoke my own pork hocks for my collard greens. I trim the collards. We live in New England, so it's hard to get fresh in the wintertime and local. But spring, summer, fall, we're always using local farms. McKinstry. We buy all our corn from McKinstry Farm in Chicopee.
That's great.
Dickinson's Apple Barn. Sapowski's in Granby. Red Fire Farm in Granby. We have a lot of local farms around here, so why not utilize them?
Sure.
You know, and it not only makes the food quality better, but your customers see that and they know that you're supporting maybe their family member, maybe their cousin, maybe maybe their aunt, their uncle. So we try to keep it in the community.
You said that when you first started, you started giving out barbecue for free to try and practice.
Oh, absolutely,
Tell us about that.
absolutely. So I bought a smoker, reluctantly by the wife. She didn't want me to buy it, but I bought one anyway. And I bought a tent and a couple tables. And me and my buddy Damien, we were working at Mount Holyoke College.
At a sorority house, right?
And a sorority house. Yeah, that came later. But I was working at Mount Holyoke. We were working at Mount Holyoke College, and we needed something to supplement our income throughout the summers. So we were like, well, we need to do something.
Sure.
So we decided, let's start our own catering company. So I literally went out and pimped myself. I got dressed up. I went out, handed out flyers to different businesses, families and friends, and said, let me give you a free barbecue. Let me just cook for you, just to get my name out there. And after a while, we did. We started getting some great feedback, and then after like 4 or 5 free barbecues, the wife kind of put a stop to that.
Tough, yeah.
No more free barbecue. Let's start making some money. And I think what are we at? 2010, 8 years later, here we are.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about working outside of that sorority house. How'd that work?
I loved it. It was Sigma Delta Tau in Amherst. Great bunch of ladies. They're the ones that really got me in on my social media stuff and how to post and everything like that. Your perception of a sorority house is not what it is until you work for one.
Sure.
It was great. I had a lot of followers from them, but
awesome.
I had to leave because my business started picking up really fast, and I spent like 2 or 3 years there, and in the middle of the semester, I had to beat feet, but they all were very understanding and supportive, and gave me their blessing.
We got a lot of people asking where are you located?
So we are at 398 Deerfield Street in Greenfield.
It's right by what used to be a golf course.
Yes, it's the old Meadows Golf Course. It's right off the Deerfield, right on the Deerfield River. It's 10 minutes from Yankee Candle, 5 minutes from the center of town. We're not that far from. A lot of people say, man, you're so far away. We miss you in Holyoke, but
Yeah.
it's really not that far.
We just did the drive.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not that far, especially for barbecue.
Sure.
Good barbecue,
Yep.
Right.
Barbecue's a destination.
Exactly.
I'll travel to Vermont to get good barbecue. I'll travel to Connecticut to Bears to get barbecue.
Yep.
I'll travel to Sturbridge to BT's to go get good barbecue.
Yeah. No doubt.
Oh, one last thing. I want to talk about your 2 10-year plans. You have
Oh
a
yeah,
couple?
so I have a 2-year, 5-year, and a 10-year plan.
Got it.
2-year plan is to have a driving range out there, banquet facility, not so much banquet facility,
But outside.
but a tent where we can hold outdoor weddings and functions. 5-year plan is to have a family night for on Sundays for the community, having like a family movie night or a cruise night out here. Again, making it community based and community oriented. Get families together, because I think that's what's lacking nowadays is the families. Getting everybody together, and that's what we want to stress too. Is we want to let people know that we are family friendly. Just because we have a full liquor license, I mean, we are family friendly. My daughter over there, my other daughter over there helping out. So family brings everything together. My 10-year plan is to hopefully, with the help of my older brother, get a brewery started back here. Damn Yankees BBQ and Brewery. But that's
You gotta have dreams, right?
that's it.
Yeah.
That's how I started this place. Goals. You gotta have goals.
You got a
Gotta
great
have
start.
plans.
You got this. Tell us a little bit about your bar here. You got this
How you built
beautiful
it.
bar that we're on right now, and you got some taps already set up. So tell us a little bit about what that's.
So Neil, my bar manager,
Hey, bar
Well-
manager.
How we doing?
Hi, Neil. Say hi to everyone at MassLive.
Hey, MassLive, how we doing?
Good.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about the bar. We are planning on doing local, like with all the food, we're going to go local craft beers. We have 5 taps, maybe might add a 6th. Our plan is to do all craft beers, all local breweries, rotate them, constantly switching them out, changing seasons, flavors. Liquor-wise, we plan on carrying a higher-end whiskey, scotches, bourbons.
Just like
Always go well with
like
barbecue.
Berkshire
Yeah.
Mountain.
Tell us about those seasonal cocktails you got coming.
Well, what we're going to try and do is make some cocktails up that will complement the flavors that you get with barbecue. Something that's a little lighter, something that really complements using smoke some jalapenos, make a simple syrup out of it. We can use that from whiskey drinks, some Bloody Marys. Do cucumber, muddled cucumbers.
So hot chocolate?
We have a hot chocolate drink that we're going to do. It's going to be a chocolate rimmed chocolate shavings, and it's hot chocolate and Baileys and vanilla
Go
ice.
for one
vanilla-
right now.
vanilla-
This is
vanilla
like a
ice
great
cream.
time right now to have one of those.
So
That sounds delicious.
yeah.
Yeah, so I like the emphasis there too on the local beers. Where you know that you're gonna have 5 taps, right? So you're gonna rotate those, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to stay stagnant. And
Right.
like Neil said, with the different seasons and everything like that, there's so many craft breweries around here that
So many different flavors in their craft beers now that
Yeah.
we can use to complement these.
What do you think is best complemented with each of the meats that you have out here, as far as liquor?
I'm not a heavy drinker, but I will say I love Lefty's Golden Ale. I like Allagash White. It's a New York beer. But Shock Top, right? But all those local beers, I'm just starting into that craft beer kind. I'm getting the palate for it. Yeah. I'm not the double IPA yet, but I'm getting there. You know, I'm getting
You gotta work
there.
up to those, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like I said, with the bourbons, this, like I said, when I tried this was the most smoothest bourbon I've ever had, and it definitely a little bit of this on the rocks with the brisket. Forget about it.
That sounds
Good
great.
smoky flavor with
And
it.
then I
Yes.
see we have a couple more sauces that we didn't get around to. So you told us about the Asian barbecue. Tell us about your other sauces. You
So
have to
my
offer.
sweet hickory was the very first one I ever came up with. It's just your basic sweet tomato-based barbecue sauce with a hint of hickory flavor. The holy chipotle is really spicy, smoky, with a little bit of sweet at the very end to just level out the heat. My favorite, the Berkshire bourbon. It's got the right amount of bourbon flavor that on anything that you put it on, it just accents it even more. Barbecue doesn't need barbecue sauce, doesn't need sauce. It's just a masking for it. But if I were to have a barbecue sauce, it would be the Berkshire bourbon. I also make a Carolina Gold, but we're in transition of opening and everything like that. I didn't have time to make all 5 of my sauces.
Oh, that's all right.
That's
no
great.
worries. Good to know that that's on the menu, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's a Carolina Gold. It's just like everybody else that you've had on the MassLive
Yeah, the
Best of
golden
Barbecue.
sauce, yeah.
It's it's a mustard base with some red pepper flakes, some Frank's Red Hot, and some other different spices and seasonings.
And can you tell us? Oh, sorry. Can you tell us your philosophy about when it's a dry barbecue? You want it to be dry. You don't want sauce to come on it. What's your philosophy there?
So I feel that if you have to put barbecue sauce on barbecue, you're just not doing barbecue right. You should be able to taste the flavor profile of your rub. You should be able to taste that oak, that hickory, that maple, or whatever wood that you're using to smoke with. Barbecue is a science.
Sure.
This isn't something that you can just take a piece of chicken, fillet it, butterfly it, do whatever you got to do, pound it out, dredge it in flour, put it in some olive oil, deglaze it with some white wine, some garlic, add some shallots and whatever have you, and then you have yourself a dish in 10 minutes. Barbecue takes hours and hours and hours to do. And it all starts with the wood. Then it's the cuts of meat. Then it's your flavor profile that you're trying to accomplish. And that should be it. This right here is just for flavor. Just
Condiment.
for condiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just for fun.
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, we want to thank everybody who's been watching.
Yeah.
We thank you for having us in today.
Yeah, thanks everybody for nominating us. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah, so you guys are open up in 2 weeks, so
Yes.
we got a sneak peek. We really appreciate you having us in. We're excited to see where you guys go.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Sorry you got so wet.